Let's go, baby. I'm back for another 2-minute drill, and the Panthers are still alive. We got one full week of trading in the span of about 2 minutes. And not only are the Florida Panthers alive, our Miami Heat have taken down the Milwaukee Bucks, 8 seed defeating a 1 seed. Big upset coming. Now we just need the Panthers to finish it off in Boston. I'll be at the game in FLA Live Arena tonight. Very excited to be in the building. Hopefully we could take it to Game 7. But let's dive into stocks because what a week it was. That's our moment of silence. That moment of silence was for all the short sellers in the stock top. We officially had our biggest short squeeze of 2023 in the stock top, TOP. Top Financial Group started the day at $6.50 before doubling itself, actually tripling itself into the 20s, leveling out, creating support at $15, and then squeezing up into literally the moon. People say to the moon. This one pretty much went to the moon. Squeezing from $6.50 all the way to $200 plus after hours. Hitting $260 and closing right around $226. The stock was up 200% when it closed at $20, and now it's all the way above $200 plus. Crazy short squeeze. So tough day for short sellers trying to defeat top up. This week was also a big week for earnings. We had a lot of larger listed stocks coming out with earnings, and most of them being a beat, bringing the stock market up this week. We had a nice push in Google, one of the largest stocks in the stock market, GOOG, gapping up 4% after coming out with earnings. Then Meta, everyone knows Meta, Facebook, META, big 10% gap up and pushing 15% on one day after beating earnings. Even though their Meta goggles are still losing plenty of money, they were still able to beat better than expected earnings, getting a nice spike to multi-month highs. Another one of the largest stocks in the market that drives the whole market, Amazon, came out with earnings, and it as well beat expectations, spiking 10% after hours. All of this was able to create a nice spike in the QQQ, SPY, and Dow Jones. So we had a great week in the overall market this week. In food news, we had Chipotle CMG, one of America's favorite fast food, fast dining restaurants, beating earnings as well, spiking 7% plus and going even more as the day went on, spiking above $2,000 and making new all-time highs. So Chipotle is officially a $2,000 stock, one of the resilient stocks out there, and one of the few stocks, if you held since the beginning of this, you would be filthy rich. Shows the American dream and why people do play the long-term stock market. Music industry news, Spotify, another larger stock, SPOT. Huge fan of Spotify. I don't think I'll ever delete it, no matter what their stock price is going to be, unless they're going out of business. Just because of how many playlists, how many songs I have saved on my Spotify now. Spotify made new 52 weeks high, spiking above 145, getting a nice spike. Nice to see Spotify rebounding from $60 all the way back about a year ago. So about 150% spike in a year for Spotify. And shout out to my man Stock Sniper Nick. He actually has 2 songs on Spotify under Mike Light. He actually produced both those songs. So go check them out if you haven't checked those out yet. Your mom's favorite retail store is officially out of business. You will no longer be going to Bed Bath & Beyond with your mom. You will no longer be getting the 25% coupons in the mail. Those are officially going to be done because Bed Bath & Beyond announced they are closing stores, and they're going to be coming down to the good old OTC Markets, the Stock Sniper's favorite, because they're going to be a bankrupt stock, adding a Q to their stock name. Any 5-letter stock with a Q at the end is a bankrupt stock. Party City was the one that most recently did this, turning from PRTY to PRTYQ. We'll see what Bed Bath & Beyond turns into on May 3rd, Wednesday, next week. And to add a little more negative news, because not everything in the stock market is good and dandy and making money, First Republic Bank. Banking stocks have been up and down and up and down and down and down and down. First Republic Bank actually came out with earnings, and once they found out that the government wasn't going to come out to help them, they actually fell off a cliff, falling all the way down from $16 down to $4.80-ish area. So big drop in First Republic. It was able to bounce a little bit, but still down in the $5 area range. Ugly week for First Republic Bank and the overall banking sector. Also ugly week for Snapchat. SNAP came out with their earnings, and they actually gapped down, dropping all the way down from $11 to $8 after hours after releasing their earnings. And before we head out here, there is a green rush that started all the way back in 2014, and that's why we started trading stocks. I'm talking about the cannabis sector. The cannabis sector showed some life this week as the Safe Banking Act came back out from legislators. Legislators are trying to push the Safe Banking Act again. We'll see if it will be able to pass the Senate. It always passes the House, then it has a tough time at the Senate. Nice to see, though, the cannabis stocks get a nice spike. MSOS and Tilray are the sector leaders, and those both started with first green days to close out the week. We'll see if the momentum could close into next week. So let's go, Panthers. Let's go, Heat. The Panthers are actually going to be playing the Knicks in the upcoming series over the weekend, so hopefully we can take on Series 2. I'll be at the Florida Panthers game tonight. Be looking for me on TV on ESPN or Team. If you're a Boston fan, oh, man. Let's go, Panthers. We'll see you back here next Friday. Back to our regular schedule this week on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. See you then. Peace.